Yo, what's going on everyone, Z-Karma here, and welcome back to another boring math video here in Borderlands 3. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Butt Stallion Milk and find out what it actually does. In case you guys didn't know, there's an arcade machine on Sanctuary 3 where you can play a minigame. You can earn coins to eventually purchase boosters that will increase different stats for a set amount of time. Well, the Butt Stallion Milk will cost 1500 points, and it's supposed to increase the loot quality. So I set out on an adventure to find out what it actually meant. For this video, I farmed Gigamine 200 times on Mayhem 10, 100 without the booster, and 100 times with the booster equipped. I also farmed 2 bosses on Mayhem 6. I farmed Agonizer 9200 times, again, 100 with and 100 without the booster. And also on Mayhem 6, I farmed Captain Trant 400 times, 200 with and 200 without the booster. And the goal here is to see what exactly is affected by the Butt Stallion Milk. Is it dedicated drops, anointed, or total world drops? Well, today I will answer that question for you, so before I get into this incredible boring math video, if you find this video helpful or informative in any way, a like rating is always appreciated, and if you want to subscribe for more content like this, that will be awesome as well. Anyways, let's start off with my results from GigaChad. Remember, this was done on Mayhem 10, so all my drops were anointed, and I farmed him 200 times, 100 with and 100 without the booster. So without the booster, I had 267 world drops and 30 dedicated drops. And with the booster, I had 275 world drops with 29 dedicated drops. As you can see here, at least on Mayhem 10, there is absolutely no difference. I had the same amount of dedicated drops and also a very close number of world drops. The difference between the amount of world drops is easily within margin of error. So with this information, I can determine that neither dedicated or world drop numbers are affected by the Butt Stallion Milk. Anyways, quick thing I wanted to mention is that I was streaming all of this and JadedEcho actually reached out to me and was kind enough to share the results from testing of her own performed when this booster was first introduced. And in her results, I could clearly see an increase in the anointed rate. So I decided to see if that was the case. I decided to farm the next 2 bosses on Mayhem 6 to see if there was an increase to the anointed rates of the world drops. So first, let's talk about Agonizer 9000. I farmed him 200 times on Mayhem 6, 100 with and 100 without the booster. Without the booster, I had 263 world drops and 167 anointed. With the booster, I had 251 world drops and 158 anointed. Clearly, you can see that the amount of world drops, again, was not affected, and the anointed rate was also not affected. So what's really going on here? Because as you can see, the anointed rate without the booster was 63.4%, and the anointed rate with the booster was 62.9%. So what is really going on here? Let's see the results from Captain Trant on Mayhem 6. Here I farmed him 400 times, 200 with and 200 without the booster. So without the booster, I had 269 world drops with 181 anointed. And with the booster equipped, I had 302 world drops with 205 anointed. So now, all of a sudden, out of the blue, we can see an increase in our world drops. But based on my results regarding the quantity of world drops from the other 2 bosses that I farm, I believe this is just bad RNG affecting the drop count without the booster. Otherwise, the other 2 bosses would have also seen an increase to the world drop count. And just FYI, I did check to make sure, and I did indeed have a bad luck on my first 100 kills without the booster. So this just tells me, once again, that the Butt Stallion Milk will not increase the amount of world drops you get. And if we look at the anointment, there was more anointed, but that was only because there was more world drops. So as the world drops increased, the anointeds increased, obviously. So we have to look at the anointed to world drop ratio to determine if it is being affected at all. And as you can see, we went from 67.3% to 67.8%. There was virtually no difference in the amount of anointed in this case either. So my question is, why did JadedEcho get an increase in anointed rate during her testing when this booster was first introduced? And why am I not seeing those same results? Well, my theory is that the code or something with the game files was messed up with the introduction of Mayhem 2.0. Or it could have been with the recent increase to the world drops and anointed rate on Mayhem 8 through 10. I don't know when this was possibly messed up, but at the moment, there is no reason for you to use the Butt Stallion Milk, at least from Mayhem 6 and above. I will do some future testing with Mayhem 1 and Mayhem 0 to see if this booster even helps the lower difficulties. But anyway, huge shout out to JadedEcho for sharing her results with me. She's a great streamer and content creator, so go hit her up with a sub or a follow. I'll leave her channels in the pinned comment below. So anyways guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. Hope you guys found it helpful or informative in any way. And if you did, please don't forget to hit that like button for me, as that would be greatly appreciated. And if you want to hit that sub button for me for more Borderlands 3 content, that'll be awesome as well. Hope y'all have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.